Get the recording started now. Okay, well, hello everybody. Obviously today it's going to be a mix of TGB clients and then some folks are finding this online. We're just starting to spread the word for a lot of folks outside of our organization and the coordinators of Bitcoin Tuesday, what's going on here. So we're going to strike a good balance between covering the need to know stuff for clients and folks who are already signed up and registered and participating versus covering a few of the basics for folks who might not even be actively fundraising crypto currently. So without further ado, I want to click the right button. Awesome. Okay, what is Bitcoin Tuesday? Let's jump in. So we're going to start with introduction for me, or from our side, it's just going to be me, but I'll talk through a little bit about our team, do like a 60-second overview of the organization. About Bitcoin Tuesday, we're going to cover what the campaign looks like kind of from end to end, some common misconceptions, who's participating, what participation actually should look like. In terms of how to participate, we'll talk through some of the tools and the ways that make it really easy to layer this into your existing Giving Tuesday campaigns. And then we have a how to crush it section, which is a little bit of an add-on, just finding cool and unique ways to take the existing stuff that you guys have going on in your independent organizations and layering in some crypto content or messaging to make it even more effective. Finally, we'll get to a recap. We'll cover everything we went through. So let's get started. Introductions. So I'm sure most of the folks on here will know this already, but just a quick overview. So we are the Giving Block. We set up organizations to take cryptocurrency. And then we're also hyper-focused on helping them actively raise it. The general difference being we didn't want to be like a PayPal for crypto just because most nonprofit audiences aren't crypto users. We wanted to make sure we weren't just setting up nonprofits to take it, but then at every point of sale, crypto exchanges, apps where people check prices, crypto users were finding our nonprofits and using them to offset a tax burden. So on the left here, you can see some of our notable clients at the top, and then a bunch of other nonprofits that we're actively working with currently. And then on the right there, we've got our team. I myself was the integration director at the Lupus Foundation when I started trading cryptocurrency with Alex Wilson, who dragged me into that ecosystem. We set up the Lupus Foundation to take crypto donations, and then we went about a campaign of kind of talking at conferences and building up the Lupus Foundation's profile as a crypto fundraising nonprofit. Ended up tapping into a lot of companies in the crypto space that didn't have CSR partnerships, and building up ultimately an entire community at the intersection between nonprofits and crypto users. Maria is the newest member of our team. She's focused on brand awareness and onboarding. So for the new groups coming on who maybe don't have their account set up yet, this is who you'll be interfacing with. And Mike Early ran crypto conferences for a while before joining the team. He does a lot of the operations and makes sure all our stuff works. So that's us. Accepting crypto donations. So for the folks, we won't do a demo or anything right now, but for the nonprofits on that aren't working with us currently, this is kind of what it looks like. It's just a widget where people come and donate crypto. We set up nonprofits to take it, and then this would be the copy of it that goes on our site, the fundraising platform, and then the copy that goes on the nonprofit site as a payment gateway. All right, let's get into the meat. Okay, so why does this matter? Anyone who's already on our system gets a lot of the basics, but just to cover and give everyone a refresher, and then for the new folks, of course. Bitcoin is a really quickly growing donation method. It's got the same tax incentive as stocks, but it's a lot easier to give, and it's a much younger demo because it's more tech savvy, younger demographic, wealth transfer happening to them currently, and they're also just more active as traders. They accumulate capital gains in a way that when it came to stocks, you had the same property asset designation that applied to stocks. High net worth people would donate stocks, therefore, to nonprofits to offset capital gains taxes. No one in kind of the mid-range wealth demos, and especially not the lower ones, were donating stocks to nonprofits, even when it was tax advantageous. They just weren't actively thinking about it. One, because it was a pain in the butt to transfer to the nonprofit, and two, just because they weren't really actively working with tax professionals. Cryptocurrency kind of solved for that. So now there's about 70 million crypto users. Crypto has had an amazing year, which is always good. It just increases the volume. Millennials and Gen Zs use it, so they're a lot easier to target online for digital campaigns. And then because of that tax incentive, the conversion rate's higher. So that's the demo we're focused on capturing. Just all of these folks who have cryptocurrency tax gains that they're trying to offset. Their option is pretty much to give that crypto to a nonprofit, and then that wipes away their capital gains tax burden, or they can give that money to the IRS. More people every year are obviously making the choice to donate crypto to nonprofits versus the IRS. Millions of people at the end of any given calendar year have that incentive. So that's why a Bitcoin or a cryptocurrency fundraiser on Giving Tuesday matters, and why you would want that as a separate and additional layer to your ongoing Giving Tuesday and end of year focus. Okay, who's involved with Bitcoin Tuesday? This is super important as well. It's not just a matter of, tweeting. Twitter is the main platform that it happens on. We're adding a QR code to your emails, whatever else is going out. We really centrally coordinate it. So we work with our network of nonprofits, all of the nonprofits that are set up to take crypto on our platform or other platforms. I guess a key distinction, if you already accept crypto, please reach out anyway. You don't have to convert over, and we can get you some help on how to participate with us. Nonprofits are set up to take crypto. They put out the marketing. They want to tweet about the fact they take it. Partners are all of the companies in the crypto space who, by virtue of it being a pretty recent and emerging payments demographic, they don't really have nonprofit partnerships, and they don't have ongoing Giving Tuesday efforts. So all of these companies in our ecosystem are more or less doing Bitcoin Tuesday because they otherwise wouldn't be doing Giving Tuesday. So we bring a lot of companies from that ecosystem. And then from a media standpoint, there's no real reason crypto media would be covering Giving Tuesday. So we're also the first point of contact there. Nonprofits that otherwise wouldn't be talking about crypto then go on to social and do that. The partners or companies that now actually have an incentive to participate, and they're blasting stuff out to their audiences, which is all crypto users, obviously more valuable than just blasting out into an echo chamber of nonprofit donors that already exist. And then from a media standpoint, we give the crypto media outlets a ton of runway, and they know this stuff is coming. And then by talking about the different ways that crypto companies are getting involved, that actually makes them want to pay attention to the nonprofits. That helps them put out actual content, op-eds, press pieces. And that creates the virtuous cycle of driving crypto people into the ecosystem. They make donations to nonprofits. Those donations are exciting. They attract crypto partners. Crypto partners want to run ads and drive folks into the ecosystem. And now because the companies are involved, the media wants to cover it again. So that's the kind of churn that we're trying to generate leading into it. Every year we do this, we obviously have a much wider intent, just because all of these partners and media folks, and of course nonprofits, we treat them very well. We make it really easy to participate, prepackaged content, and opportunities to get involved. And then the vast majority of them obviously come back next year in addition to the new ones we hook in. Okay, common misconception, super important. No time for another campaign. I took a screenshot of a Save the Children tweet and put it on the side here. This is what it looks like to attract crypto donors once you're set up with a technical solution to do so. It's not some crazy sort of difference in messaging or unique content that needs to be generated. You're really talking about what you do, why it matters. You would have a graphic like this to show, just like you would normally show a donor, kind of here's what we do and who we impact. And then one of your tweets, on Giving Tuesday at a minimum, if you're just going to have one, would be, hey, it's Giving Tuesday. We're also participating in Bitcoin Tuesday because we take crypto donations like #Bitcoin and the like. We have the whole pile of content support. You'd be like, hey, here are the kids we're affecting, or we're getting clean water this community. We support hospitals, first responders, military, whatever it might be, faith-based, universities, if you're trying to appeal to your demo. You just layer in the fact that you take crypto. By adding those hashtags and that related content, that ends up in the feed of all the crypto companies that everyone else is posting. If a donor finds out about that campaign and they go to check that feed, see what's going on, they find you. So really easy to layer in, not super complicated. For our donors don't use Bitcoin, they're older folks, or it just doesn't seem like it's a question that you're getting offered. Questions 1 and 2 here are kind of the same. What we say is good, more or less. These are new donors. It is a new donor demographic. This is kind of where things appear to be heading. There's more crypto users, in volume than there is on, say, Venmo, which appeared to be really attractive for a little while. The idea here is really to create a piece of content like this one you see from Save the Children that is not necessarily designed for your existing audience, but for the crypto audience that we're generating through the partnerships with companies and through the media outlets. So it's really those crypto companies and existing Twitter profiles that are going to have all of their crypto followers already in the ecosystem. They're going to be queuing them up and lining them up with the content they put out about Bitcoin Tuesday. And when they fall into that thread, they're going to find nonprofits that are taking crypto. So your job really on the day of Bitcoin Tuesday, the big thing you just got to do is make sure you have some content that uses that hashtag and flags the fact that you take crypto. If it's eye-catching, that's better, of course. That's really all you need to do as a baseline to get involved. So just super important to note, it's a layering into your additional program. It's not like you have to run a separate campaign. Okay, so what do we do on this? Just kind of showing a lot of the stuff that we covered. Going into it, we're developing marketing kits for all the clients we work with. We're doing partner acquisitions. So we're reaching out to, say, all of the websites that people go to check crypto prices. We just develop more relationships with more of them year over year. We say, hey, on this particular day, could you just dedicate all of your ads to hashtag Bitcoin Tuesday and drive them onto our platform where all the nonprofits are and ask the people to donate. They'll just do a banner across the site. Super easy, low lift stuff. And they'll go, yeah. Beyond that, some of them are going to put up sponsor dollars. They're going to want to put up crypto for a match, especially if they represent a particular cryptocurrency and they view that as a marketing opportunity. The bigger the thing they do, obviously, the more coverage and airtime they'll get for doing it, but it's obviously a heavier lift for them. So we just give them a really easy way to get involved and then see how it grows from there. And then informing the media, like we touched upon. So a lot of the crypto media outlets and the main key opinion leaders and influencers, we just want to get them all involved and make sure they're posting so that all of those crypto users are finding our nonprofits on that day. Announcements. We often, if you follow along with our stuff, you'll see we have poker tournaments, we have live stream concerts, a million different things going on at any given time for different crypto fundraisers. We let that all happen naturally, so we don't centrally coordinate like an existing actual fundraising event, quote unquote. We figure out what the companies want. Some people have an incentive to do, a prediction market, or something super crypto related, or maybe it's going to be, a trivia with some interesting crypto influencers. We've got a whole list of potential options and we're letting the companies give us feedback. We'll have some stuff day of, and then we're going to roll through more into December. So that's the event side. Key partnerships is just announcing those key partnerships with the companies. The ones that are really big obviously get more airtime and draw people in. This is on the week leading up to the event. And then nonprofit initiatives. If nonprofits are doing anything specific to crypto going into Bitcoin Tuesday, definitely not necessary, but it's great when they do. That kind of stuff can generate some play as well. For the launch, we have partner communications, nonprofit communications, and media communications. We don't just provide marketing toolkits for the nonprofits, we provide them for the partners as well. So they're going to have the handles of a lot of the nonprofits we support. They're going to have content related to the event, and they're going to be able to just easily prepackaged, load it into their Hootsuites and blast it out. All of that stuff is going out in addition to the media communications that we line up for that day, press releases, op-eds, and often live streams. These last two boxes are really important to what we do. We don't like wasted energy, which we often see happening on Giving Tuesday. Nonprofits build up so much time and energy. They view it as a 24-hour window. They blast all of their shots all at once and they try to close it out. And the next day they're doing recap content. We view it as a day to attract potential donors and partners and start a stewardship process, both from a corporate or an individual giving standpoint. And we're really focused on that. We don't want too much fatigue. We want it to blow up and generate attention, but we are totally ready and prepared and will be generating additional events, additional partnership opportunities, advertising, marketing opportunities, sponsorships, et cetera, donations that can come in, and trying to cultivate, using that thing that just happened, do additional interviews, get nonprofits interviews, stuff that'll go out for the month leading up. Hey, what was that Bitcoin Tuesday thing? What just happened? And why should crypto users care? And we're going to be blasting that out all the way until end of year. So we make sure it's not just like think about it like a colander, like not just increasing the flow of the water, but actually plugging up the holes, making sure we're not wasting energy and capturing all of that and leveraging it through the full end of year to get the tax incentive people. Then closing, finally, we'll do recap content, data reporting, partnership next steps. That'll be following the holidays. So once it dies down, we're really still focused on conversion for the full month following the event. And a main reason for that is because it is a tax incentive. Donors are often, and this is really important to note, especially if the folks on the webinar aren't decision makers, you're going back to your leadership for context setting. A lot of the donations actually come in after Bitcoin Tuesday. So we always get a bunch on day of. But it's really in the weeks following up where someone goes, oh, I can donate crypto to these nonprofits, offset tax burdens. They go back, talk to their accountant. Okay, it's $730,000 or whatever you've accumulated over a year of trading. Okay, that's what I have to offset. And then they'll either pick one nonprofit or a collection of them, and then they'll dump that cryptocurrency on the nonprofits when they go to trigger a taxable event. So that's a little bit more nuanced, but really important just in terms of the close. We wait until after the holidays to close out, just so we make sure we pull in the remainder of the donors. Okay, Here we go. How to participate. This is where it gets fun. Okay, so getting set up to accept cryptocurrency, we're not going to get into the nuts and bolts of that. If you want to shoot us a note now, info@thegivingblock.com. I can post something in the chat if you guys hang around till the end. It's, again, only going to be a 30-minute webinar. Hopefully I'll be done with the content in about 5 minutes, or a little over maybe. There are ways that you can just book a demo, look through the product, or talk to one of us if you want to hear more about like how you actually get set up. That's super easy. For all the folks that are already on, who are clients or non-clients who already take crypto, once you're set up, the way to participate is to just let us know you want to, so that you have a direct point of contact, so that we can get you the content that you need and allow you to easily engage day of. You could also, of course, engage day of without directly going through us. We're just not going to be obviously relaying you content, pre-formatted tweets, graphics, or having you included in like lists of nonprofits that are participating in it, that are going out to the corporate partners and getting tagged. In terms of the actual engagement day of, use the hashtag Bitcoin Tuesday. Even on non-crypto tweets, it's really easy to just say, hey, we're this nonprofit. Here's what we do. Here's our mission. Hashtag Giving Tuesday, hashtag Bitcoin Tuesday. And then someone might just see that you're a nonprofit that's in there. Just because you end up in the feed, they just like the image or the video or the impact, whatever it might be, something resonates, and they go over to your site and make a donation. So remember to include the hashtag, even if it's at a bundle of hashtags at the bottom. Other than that, it's just tagging the crypto companies involved and putting out content that's compelling. And then finally, like we just touched on, courting donors through end of year. Participating in Bitcoin Tuesday should be seen, as long as you have the bandwidth to do so, as participating in a full end of year campaign. So in addition to including that hashtag Bitcoin Tuesday on the day of, following that day through the end of year, you want to include things like hashtag donate crypto, donate hashtag Bitcoin, adding links to your crypto donation page and ways for people to get involved, and just kind of staying in tune with what's going on Twitter and other platforms when it comes to crypto donors. You just want to make sure you meet them where you are, or where they are rather. And someone might see you day of, think what you're doing is really cool, and then forget about you, just like any other donor stewardship process. We want to make sure we maximize that heightened level of attention. Okay, how to really crush it. So this is where it gets fun. For anyone who's on the webinar, you can actually just hold up your phone and open your camera if you want to do this. I'm sure it's nothing new to most of you, but a QR code. There's just one we ginned up for the Save the Children page in particular, but we just changed the URL out to whatever the nonprofit is. This is kind of what it looks like to participate. Beyond just adding the hashtag and normal content, it's super easy to just add something like this into your emails that are going out if you're doing a DRTV thing or whatever else is happening. Adding a donate crypto option super easily into visual content, into the graphics on your tweets, whatever it might be, just makes it a lot easier for folks to give. And it's also visual content that can pull folks in who see that Bitcoin logo. Just kind of a consumer psychology thing. Anytime you can include Bitcoin and crypto in your existing messaging without it dominating it, of course, easy layering, that's the best way to go about it. Second piece, influencers. If you guys followed the campaign last year, you probably saw Rainn Wilson, who is Dwight from The Office. He did the video for the Mona Foundation. That video got a ton of play and generated a bunch of donation volume. If you have influencers that are doing anything for your Giving Tuesday or end of year campaign, if they're creating content, if they're doing something, even if it's really simple, you can just tack on at the end, hey, support this organization. Also, we accept Bitcoin and other crypto donations, so you can support us that way as well. Like adding that in now turns it into crypto content, and just makes it really easy for folks to find you and give. It's also got, obviously, depending on the size of the influencer, if it's someone like Kevin Hart or someone cool, if they're saying, hey, by the way, we take Bitcoin, like Bitcoin users are obviously going to think that's really cool and fantastic. It'll probably get its own airtime. And it takes no additional energy. So just easy ways to integrate in with your influencers or important people or moments that you're going to have. Adding a crypto QR code or crypto content, or just getting them to say something super, super easy. It doesn't need to dominate the content. Finally, matches. This is kind of a, not sneaky, but a sophisticated trick that you can use for crypto or for stock giving, anything else, any other method. Just making it clear that your matches apply to crypto as well. When you ask for crypto donations in a specific tweet, if you have a $50,000 match, that's a $50,000 crypto match also. So if you're asking for people to donate crypto, don't forget to give them your match messaging. So it's like if someone gives $50,000 in Bitcoin, that's getting matched in the same way as if they give with a credit card. So just make it clear to them that they can double their impact. It makes them more compelled to give. Okay, moving on to the next slide. ripping through it. I see questions coming through too, which I'll address in a second here. So yeah, just to recap everything, signing up, just contacting us, info@thegivingblock.com. That's the best way to reach us. Using the hashtag day of, super, super important. So if you're loading in your Hootsuite or whatever your social media planning tool is, make sure you've got that hashtag Bitcoin Tuesday tweet on all of your Giving Tuesday content leading up to day of and potentially after. You can just pile it in with those other hashtags, and that gets it into everybody's feed. It's a super light lift. Someone on your comps team can take 20 minutes, and it could make a world of difference. Integrating messaging is then layer 2. You know, the more crypto-related content you can put out, it doesn't need to be complete crypto-focused tweets or any crypto-focused content. Adding the QR code or, hey, we take crypto in your email blasts, in your social media, in the posts you're putting out, a blog post about Giving Tuesday, whatever it is. That's going to hook crypto donors and get play. And then finally, ask questions. So obviously, if you have any questions about the best ways to integrate crypto messaging or activate crypto users on the day, you can always reach out to us, of course. So I will pause here and take a breath. And I'm going to start going into questions. So we're making pretty good time. Still got 8 minutes left in the half-hour block. So I see folks putting in the chat. You can put in the chat or the Q&A. And I'll check in on that. Or you can obviously send us a note if you want to talk about it after the presentation. Is audio disabled? I can't mute. I'm guessing it is. Yes, I did not hear anybody's audio throughout it. Do we focus on Bitcoin? I assume Bitcoin is 90% of crypto donations. Bitcoin is 90% of crypto donations. I wouldn't say solely focus on Bitcoin, but in general, like the Bitcoin logo for that particular cryptocurrency is more compelling. If you're going to add something to a piece of visual content, that's going to be the biggest grab. But I would also just say, hey, we take Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. It's just an easy way to kind of get around it. Or donate Bitcoin or hashtag other cryptos, whatever it's going to be, or rather other hashtag crypto. But yeah, Bitcoin is the primary, folks. You definitely want to make sure you're including Bitcoin-specific content, not just general crypto. Why would I include a QR code in email as opposed to a hyperlink? Visual content. So for the most part, I'd have to imagine 90% of hyperlinks I've ever stumbled upon, I didn't even see were there. And a lot of people are just scrolling through quickly, or if you're trying to pull them in. You can also just have a QR code that isn't crypto related. That can be a piece of advice for your organization in general. If you've got an email blast going out and it's saying like, hey, here's what we're doing, there's paragraphs, there's bullets, there's a webinar sign to sign up for, just put a big blocky QR code in the middle and just say donate, like above it. They can just hold up their phone and just give from their phone with a credit card or whatever, right from that email. Just makes it really easy and compelling. How do you update your Giving Block profile? Okay, so for clients who have profiles, if you want crypto or rather Giving Tuesday related messaging on your profile with us, just shoot us a note. We update that all manually on our side. So we can always update your video, your mission statement, make it something Giving Tuesday related, add that you have a match. Whatever you need, we can update. Sorry, I missed the actual date of Giving Tuesday. That is something I guess I didn't cover. It's December 3rd this year. So Bitcoin Tuesday is on Giving Tuesday, same date. Although we're going to be using that calling card leading up to it. And then obviously in the weeks following to pull in all the tax incentivized donors. Okay, we've got someone in the Q&A. Keep firing your questions. I got it over here. It's on another screen, that's fine though. Does the Giving Block disperse funds donated through your platform to the NPO registered? Timeline, January. Interesting. I'm not completely sure, but in terms of distributing funds, when it comes to sponsor dollars, sponsors choose how those dollars get used. So we have plenty of sponsors that go, hey, you know, it's 50 grand, whatever it is, just distribute it among all the nonprofits and call it a part of your match block. But really, it's not like the first nonprofit that gets 50 grand gets it all and no one else gets it. Like a sponsor can say that behind the scenes, like just distribute it. Other sponsors say, hey, I just want to sponsor one nonprofit. We don't say, no, you have to give it to everyone and risk losing the money. Sponsors can do that, but we obviously don't encourage individual nonprofit one-to-one partnerships. Most donations are the vast majority. A donor who comes to our site just has to go through the widget, which is a one-to-one. So if they want to give to 10 nonprofits, they click on one, they donate to that one, then they have to move on to another. So it's not just going into a big opaque pool and then being distributed behind the scenes. Every donor is giving directly to nonprofits on the platform. Timeline, if it's timeline for distribution, donations happen immediately because it's crypto. For sponsor dollars, those would be done in the week following Bitcoin Tuesday usually, unless there's some interesting event that we think we should use it to pull in more donations. Yeah, usually in the week following, we just aggregate everything. It says January, I guess, for distribution of sponsor funds. No, definitely, certainly before. Does Gemini do any analysis to see if crypto donations that are coming in from fraud or other illicit means? Great question. So Gemini is the cryptocurrency exchange we use on the back end. When you receive a crypto donation, what's happening is a donor is sending to your Gemini account, similar to like if they sent you a stock to your Fidelity account. It's on an exchange where the cryptocurrencies are actually bought and sold. It's not like completely offline in a separate, think about like a bank account. This is more like a stock brokerage account. Any crypto that is sent onto your Gemini account that is issued to your wallet goes through NASDAQ market surveillance. So Gemini is regulated like a bank. It's a New York State cryptocurrency exchange. It's not like offshore or something. It's under the same banking regulations, meaning any cryptocurrency that has, say, been blacklisted or flagged. And Bitcoin is also super traceable, just for folks who are less familiar with the tech. All of that is blocked. They can also block from sanctioned countries, even if the crypto itself isn't blocked. If a user is trying to send from a sanctioned country and the crypto is clean, it doesn't matter. They'll block those as well. So it'd be just as hard, let's say, as like someone issuing shares of stock to you from a sanctioned country. It's NASDAQ market surveillance, so super legit. Okay. Those questions are covered. We have a couple more chats. How do you create a QR code? For any of our clients, we can create a QR code like the one that we just did. If you want a particular one, we can just give you something that you can paste on your emails and on your site. If you're someone who's not a client, you're just on the webinar, you can just Google like a QR code generator, and you add a hyperlink and you can add stuff in there. Sometimes others are clunkier than others, so I would do research as the ones that work best because you obviously don't want to have a bad donor experience. Okay, awesome. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Carrie, if you want a QR code for anything, if you want it for your donation page even, that isn't on our site, just let us know. Anything in particular. Most donors come through our site, so we usually do that. But just shoot us a note after. The first one that we've actually generated now is like a standard thing was the one that we made for this webinar. So I'm sure a lot of folks are going to want them. Maybe we can just make a stock one for everybody actually following the webinar as a part of the kit. I'm interested in the demo. Awesome. Yeah, just info@thegivingblock.com, or if you go to thegivingblock.com, there's a contact us. Demo is one of the drop downs. You can do that if you want to fill out an extra form and just give us more info. That just helps us do research heading into it so we can advise you properly. Or just shoot us a note at our email. Let's see, we are 2:30 on the nose. For anyone who's still on the line, it looks like most participants are actually still here. I'm sure a lot of people have a 2:30, so I'm not going to run it over. First and foremost, thank you to everyone who's here today. A lot of non-clients I could just see on the side here. Anyone who's interested, again, info@thegivingblock.com. You can see it on the screen. Shoot us a note. For clients, I see multiple comments, I guess, in the Q&A stuff too about the QR codes. I will declare it now. Actually, everyone will get one. You get a QR code, you get a QR code, you get a QR code. We'll just load that into the social media kits. But beyond that, clients, anybody who has questions, shoot us notes. We're going to do another one of these, I'm sure, in a few weeks, just for general information for anybody who missed it. If someone on your team wants to do another one, we've got this recorded and we'll send this around as well. Yeah, any other questions? If you want to join the Giving Block or participate in Bitcoin Tuesday, shoot us an email. I've said it 57 times now. We're a minute over. Thank you, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your week. Have a good one. All right.